my abandoned supercar. And if you haven't seen the previous episodes, this car was abandoned for 15 years at a New York City body shop. And after receiving a DM from a stranger telling me about it, I drove all the way to New York and bought it. Over the past few videos, we fixed the clutch, put all the missing body panels back on, wrapped it in this beautiful blue, drained all the old fluids and replaced them, and installed a ridiculous exhaust. But we still have a lot of work to do. There is a lot of things that we have yet to take care of. One of which is the brakes, which is where we're gonna start today. These brakes that are on the car are the original brakes. And while it hasn't gone very far, the brakes are pretty seized on, and they're not great.
By the way, if we seem cold and miserable, it's 40 degrees in the garage right now.
41.
41. Ooh, we got the heaters running, but they're not doing too much because this garage is not well insulated.
This car is designed weird, man. The jack point, most cars, have a very easy to spot place where you're supposed to jack it from. This car, it is the entire rail that runs underneath, but the fun part about that is the side skirt also wraps around that.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to crunch the side skirt a little bit. I don't know how they do it at Aston Martin. There must be some very ridiculous creative solution to that problem. Or not.
Or they just mess up your car. And you hear all the cracking noises. It's great. Hell yeah.
Okay, so these...
Oh, nice. Okay, this isn't too bad.
It's looking like this will be relatively straightforward, I hope. It always seems simple and then you run into problems. I've done plenty of brakes before though, so. I'm so glad that we're back in our
home
spot
turf,
working
bro.
on this car, because when we're working on the BMW at the other shop, we don't got no flashlight breaker bar. All right.
Oh, dude.
There's nothing quite like it.
It's so good.
I have a 100% success rate with the flashlight breaker bar.
Never failed you once.
My neighbor, when I was a kid, moved out of his house, and the house was empty. And this was sitting on the front steps, and I took it, and it was the dimmest flashlight in history. At one point, I needed a breaker bar, and I thought, that looks like it could be a breaker bar if I took all the batteries out.
Boneless.
So this is the boneless flashlight. It's no longer in
Dude, that was clean, bro.
Yeah, thanks. I've been playing with this thing for a long time. But yeah, so honestly, that's the flashlight breaker bar, and it's a beauty. If you don't have one of these in your home shop, find yourself a mag light, take the batteries out, and
put that thing to work.
put that thing to work. She's a beaut, honestly.
Oh, look at this guy.
It's all thanks to the flashlight breaker bar. Oh my gosh, this is the simplest.
Is it leaving the pads behind?
No, it's not. These pads have a ton of life in them.
Yeah, they're just old. Oh, dude, stop doing that. Oh my god. Oh, stop.
Oh, man, chill out, man.
Just get like something that can go under there. Oh my god.
Something that is challenging sometimes with brakes is set screws. These rotors have these like always funky set screws, and they're never
These ones
easy.
look rusty as a biscuit.
They do indeed.
You can still do it by hand. You're tightening it.
Well, that would be a problem, huh?
Yeah, you're tightening it.
Oh my gosh, I hate that this thing rotates.
We should have taken those set screws off while the caliper was still on.
Yeah.
Note to self for the other side. Oh, good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I told you these might be a challenge.
This is why I don't use these when I put brakes on cars.
I don't put these back on, actually. I'm glad we're in the same boat for that. These set screws are not, like, they're not really necessary.
We probably should soak them in WD-40.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds like a real smart move. I'm gonna soak this thing. This has 2 set screws, too. Most cars just have a single set screw.
Why, man? Why they gotta do us like that?
That's challenge.
I bet they all have 2 set screws, too. Just cuz.
Yeah, no, probably.
Just cuz.
Okay, let's try this one, shall we?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah, no, it's properly not great. It broke. Uh-oh.
Why?
It's gonna be one of them situations where we gotta get hardened steel out of a thing we don't want to get hardened steel out of.
Why?
We've had one of those before. When we broke extraction bits.
Why?
And I just broke that.
I think it's brand new, bro. It's fresh out the box.
Yeah, I wasn't used to these kinds of conditions. Me and you is what those conditions were. With the bolts stripped, we have no other option but to painstakingly drill them out. Because the hardened steel tip of my Torx bit is stuck in the bolt, this is gonna take a long time. The other set screw is stripped as well, so I'm gonna start with that one, which is actually drilling out quite nicely. And after a few minutes, it's good to go. The other one though, not so much. After about 10 minutes straight of drilling, I'm still not getting anywhere. So I think it might be time for a more aggressive approach. All right, well, the brute force and ignorance continues. And it's always when you work on a car that one bolt ends up being the bane of your existence. And in me and Will's case, it's this bolt here, and it's very early on in the process of doing these brakes. So we could very well run into more problems, and I'm sure we will. But we have a strategy that we've learned a while back in the old oil change days when this car needed every single bolt cut off of it pretty much. But luckily for us, we're veterans in this. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna angle grind a line, and then we're gonna attempt to bang it out with our specialty tools here. This is always fun. After some more drilling, cutting, and drilling again, it looks like this rotor is finally ready to come off, which is honestly a huge relief.
Well, I'm gonna choose. It's wiggling.
Oh my days.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I have to hit a little bit. Oh. No, that was so easy, man. Yeah, that's super simple right there. That was bad.
With the rotor off, we can test fit the new rotor, and then tomorrow we can finish the rest of the car, which will hopefully go better than today did.
It's still 40 degrees in the garage. And we're back to finish off the brakes. We made no progress yesterday, really, because we got screwed over.
The pads are upstairs.
Oh, go get those. We are back.
Today.
We're back with vengeance. And we're gonna get all these brakes done so we can drive this bad Larry. Will this be a good video? That's for you to decide. But it's stuff we need to do, and sometimes working on cars is not the most elegant thing in the world. So, here we are. This car is coming out really nice, and we have something really, really cool coming for it, as we've been saying. But like, I can't even comprehend how cool it is, because it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be the coolest Aston Martin on the internet. So you're gonna have to stay tuned for that, probably a couple more weeks. But until then, we just gotta get it to being a functioning Aston Martin. There he is, Mr. Brake Pad himself.
I got some pads.
So, got something to look forward to.
We still have to change the front pads, but luckily they're actually super easy on this car. There are 2 pins that you have to hammer out of the caliper, which hold the pads on. And then the old ones fall right out. You can then slip the new ones in, reinstall the pins, and you're good to go. Now we can start on the back wheel, which will hopefully give us less problems. That's all.
Nice.
To get that off. That's so nice. Oh wait, we should leave that on and do that.
Yeah.
And hope and pray that these things turn.
Yes!
There we go.
WD-40.
That's a fantastic feeling right there.
One more. Yeah! Yeah, man.
That's nice.
Wow. What a
That
vibe.
just saved us an hour of work.
Probably 2 hours. What a vibe.
With the set screws out, replacing the rotor and pads is basically the same process as the front. So now we can reinstall the wheels and head over to the other side where hopefully everything goes as smoothly as this one did.
I thought it snapped off in there for a second.
I know, I keep getting scared that that's gonna happen again.
Did it slip?
I'm just scared.
You already stripped?
I don't think there's anything left to get.
Fuck.
It's toast.
Time to get the drill going.
Unfortunately, we stripped another set screw, so we have to break the drill back out and sit here patiently while it slowly chews through the screw. I think we might have worn these drill bits out on the other side, but after a few minutes, it looks like the rotor's finally ready to come off. There you go. Will has finessed it.
Finally.
Now we can install the new rotor and pads and move on to the final corner, which I'm hoping won't cause any issues. I got one.
Hell yeah.
That's one that we don't need to drill. Come on, please. I think I got it, yeah.
Yes!
Oh,
Let's go, baby!
scary.
Woo!
Thankfully, this corner went perfectly, and we can finally install the last set of brake pads and the final new rotor.
Hey, nice job.
Brakes are complete, but we're not done yet. We have
The brakes aren't actually complete.
Oh yeah,
we just solved
we
the
gotta
biggest problem.
we gotta bleed the brakes.
15-year-old brake fluid. Not good.
Not good. That's a fluid that we didn't replace last time when we were replacing fluids.
We saw a lot of you comment about it. And we are taking care of it. We were gonna do it in this video anyways, but we do appreciate you guys looking out for us because 15-year-old brake fluid boils easily and doesn't break well. And if we go fast, we wanna go slow too.
A big problem for me and Will. Bleeding brakes is actually a fairly simple process. One person sits inside of the car pumping the brake pedal, and the other opens little nozzles on the calipers, allowing air, and in our case, old brake fluid, to escape. It's a bit boring, but on our car that sat for so long, it's super important. While we're bleeding the brakes, I'm gonna tell you about our sponsor, Auto Tempest. It's open. Close it. If you've ever searched for a car, you know how annoying it is to go from site to site just to find what you're looking for. Luckily, Auto Tempest solves that problem. They put everything in one place, so all you need to do is one single search, which saves you a ton of time and helps you find the exact vehicle that you want to buy. Open it. Open. Close it. Closing it. I've used Auto Tempest to buy pretty much every single car, excluding this one because a stranger DM'd us, but every other car that I've bought has been purchased through Auto Tempest, and that's because it's really the easiest way to get a car. All you do is you enter the information of the car you want, click search, and you know you're seeing every single result in one place. So, all right, opening, closing. So you should check out Auto Tempest down at the link in the description. And trust me, it's gonna change the way that you buy cars, and you'll probably just end up doing what I do, which is staying up late at night, looking at every single vehicle on there because you do find some cool stuff. And if you find something super cool, DM it to me on Instagram. I'm always in the market for something interesting. Now we can finish bleeding the brakes on every corner and reinstall the wheels, and hopefully our brakes are safer and better than ever. Now we just have a few more things to take care of. In our haste building this car and putting it all back together, we missed a few small things, or we didn't do a few small things correctly. We have a few things that need to go back on the car, and we have a few small things that we just need to adjust on the car because we're getting the car ready for something that I have not seen on YouTube before. You guys should be excited about it. It's not here yet. We're waiting for it to arrive, but we want this car ready to go for when that happens. So we're gonna make a few small adjustments. And the first thing is there's an exhaust leak because we didn't tighten something down all the way. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Should be pretty easy. These are the types of things that you kind of ignore, I feel like, or you just get excited about the new part, you put it on, and then you forget to fix it later down the line. But we're gonna take care of it today because we're proactive. Sometimes. Today we're proactive. Luckily, this should be much easier than the brakes. Only one clamp seems to be loose, so I just need to tighten it down and it should be good to go. With that out of the way, let's move on to problem number 2 that we missed. Which is the fact that this window is a bit wonky. Let me observe.
Oh.
And I think a lot of the problem, to be honest, lies with the fact that it's chewing up all the rubber and it's not seating correctly.
Could be.
Could be the problem. Let's fix it and see if it is. We're gonna use this here pick to hopefully. Oh jeez. But let me get the inside one too if we can measure.
Inside one's good.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, so we figured it out. And now it closes nice.
And the seal is functioning properly. Nice. Okay, well,